here we go. We are live. Bead Maker and Coffee in December. It's cold and tired because we've all been on the road. But here we are. Good morning, Sydney.
Good morning.
I'm
Goodness
going to let you
gracious.
introduce our guests because you actually can speak this morning and I can't. So there you go.
All right. Well, this morning, on this very early December morning, we have special guests with us from Details, Joel and Sal. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Yes, thanks for joining us. So, real quick before we get into everything we've been doing, why don't you guys give the audience kind of a overview of who you are, what you're doing, and all that kind of fun stuff.
Okay. So I'm Joel. This is my brother Sal. We have I've been the owner operator of Details for about 7.5 years now. This will be our 8th year. Sal joined me. Sal's going to be going on his 3rd year, right? Year 3? You're going to be year 3?
Yes.
Yeah, Sal's going to be going on year 3 with me. We both have a background in leadership management, operations. Sal primarily warehousing and analytics. Me training and development. So we pretty much from day one, I applied everything that we had into detailing all of my previous work experience and not only the restaurant, retail, but medical career into detailing as far as operations. So it's for us, the detailing has been really fun because it's been a discovery and a journey of ongoing process improvement. We've been consulting with other detailers and other small businesses, not just in the detailing space, but whether it's manufacturing, training and development, customer service, client retention, target marketing. We do a lot of consulting. After this call, we have a consulting call that we have to do for a gentleman in Alabama. So
Very cool.
so we have our hands in in quite a few things. We have our podcast and our YouTube channel, Details Official. And then we do a lot of community support and we do a lot of events within the detailing industry. We try to be as present as possible within our community here, as well as we're in the local Northern California Bay Area market. So our connection to PNS has actually been from the beginning of Details. When we first started, we at the time, when we start detailing, we just kind of were looking for brands and we don't really know what's, everybody has that beginning journey of watching, well, the time I started, I was watching, there's a few people on YouTube. I'm watching stuff, buying stuff, wasting money, trying to figure out what's going to work. And we know how that whole story plays out. You end up falling into the stuff that really works. Talk to some people that have been in the industry for a while, and you get some good, reliable, quality products in your hand, and it kind of changes everything. And that's what PNS was for Details. And I remember even the first times going down to before Steven at PNS. We are first off I want to say we are super just grateful and lucky to have PNS be local to us, because we are when I started the business, we started in Oakland, which is about I was literally 5 minutes away from PNS Hayward. So as I moved back to my hometown when I started the business, probably in the 3rd year. I sold my home in Oakland and moved back here to really focus on the business. And my wife has a business here, so this is where we kind of wanted to relocate and start the business. My brother was already in this community. So love the community, love the people. I noticed they were really big on small businesses. They wanted to really, keep it small. Our town is a very small town. We don't have a Walmart. We don't have a Target. We don't have, we have like one grocery store. It's, it's one of those towns that still has the small town feel. And there's a lot of support when it comes to small business. So, I made sure that I made a business decision to move here. It's close to where we grew up, but at the same time, it's local enough to where we know people, and it was just a great community. So relocated here, but we still spend a lot of time in the Bay Area. We spend a lot of time with detailers. Any events that are local, any trainings that are around. We have a few. You guys know James from T1. He's out here. He's out here. So he's been a great resource for us as well. He's a good mentor for a lot of the guys in the area. We help consult. We consult with probably 4 different detailers that are in our town. We have a very, very small town. So there's probably about 8 or 9 detailers, and we're very supportive of them. We help them out with a lot. We do free trainings with them. If they have questions, they stop by. We're kind of those guys in the community that, that even the DIYer, up the street will kind of stop by when he sees the garage door open, and we'll give them some free stuff and let them try things. And we just love the learning part of it, and that's where details is kind of that's where it's organically going into the teaching and into the the mentorship and the consulting end. But I think that was a natural progression, and but it's very fulfilling for us, and for us it means a lot, and we've always been extremely grateful for the support that we've gotten, and for the transparency that we've gotten from PNS, whether it's Bob, Rennie, you guys, Steven, it doesn't matter. All the PNS philosophy has always been really impactful on us and the way that we perceive the industry, because starting out, you don't really know how the companies are, because there's so many. You don't know who to choose. You don't know, and I think there's a lot of brand loyalty in the business. So some people are like, "Oh, I don't use that because, because they have their opinions of either the company, the products, the line, whatever it is." But for us, I think the first time I took a training, it was this was my very first detailing training, and it was my first kind of big investment in the business. At this point, I think I wasn't using any crazy tools. Everything was, at that point, everything was kind of like Walmart or for Harbor Freight, just kind of just putting my stuff together. Nothing was, I didn't have any Rupes stuff. I didn't have anything fancy, but I was still kind of feeling out the industry and what I wanted to do. And I told my wife, I said, I think I want to do this training. Rennie's coming into town, and Steven at PNS had kept telling me, Joel, take the training. Rennie's coming into town. He goes, he's not. And this was 6 years ago. So he wasn't touring around as much as he does now. So he was there for one day. I took the training, and it changed everything. It changed everything for me. It literally, the next day, I told my wife, I said, that was probably the best money I've spent, just due to the fact that I was able to get some insight on the industry. Somebody was there actually speaking my language, because I come from a customer service background. So he's, when Rennie talks, and when Rennie's talking about, in the training, he brings everything back. It always ties back into the experience of the customer, generating revenue for your business. And I was just eating it up. So for me, that was very refreshing to see that. And on top of that, having the support from Steven from the very beginning, and also the during the training, got to meet Dave and Bob. And to me, that was really special to be able to be in-house there. And it was just kind of a family filled. There was no pretentiousness. You're nervous, going into an industry. You don't know anybody. There's a room full of people you don't know. And they're just sitting there having lunch with us, and just everything is just like amongst friends. And as we're sitting there, people were kind of talking about what they used and what they, what they've tried. And Bob had said something that has always stuck with me, and it's kind of one of our core philosophies now, and that was kind of taking things out of the competition perspective and kind of just wanting to display overall and showcase detailing as a whole. And I think that's always been PNS's main priority. It's like it doesn't matter. And he said it doesn't matter what you're using. It's all good stuff out there. If it's out there, it's gonna work. The most important thing is that we're showcasing detailing itself, because that's what's good for the industry. That's what's going to help the industry grow, and that's what's going to help the industry get to where we want it to be. So we we never look at any other detailers. You know, we're the first guys to try to help, and we never look at detailers or shops or companies as competition. We look at it as growth for the industry, and that's always a good thing.
Yes.
So that's us.
Very cool. Yes. Well, very cool. We feel very fortunate to have you guys over there. I know, we've seen you several times at Stevens, and we know how much you support Steven and the rest of the industry. And so, thank you on behalf of us. Like it's, we definitely notice it and definitely appreciate it. So thank you for all you do for that community, specifically around the Bay Area. And then of course, stretching throughout the entire industry. It's very, very cool stuff. If you guys didn't catch where he said they have a YouTube, you've got to go follow it, because they do some funny stuff and some, very educational, but with humor in it. So it's great, good stuff.
Real quick, guys, what's your YouTube channel? What's it called?
Details Official.
All one word.
Yes.
Okay. And that's same for Instagram and the other socials?
Instagram is going to be Details Auto, and then Sal's Instagram is going to be
Sal from _details.
Okay, cool. So I always like to get those out there, because if people want to check you guys out, and Sid and I always try to have guests on that are different, but a lot of people will know. And you guys are really, Bay Area well known, but you're not necessarily known across the country. So I want to make sure our audience goes, why are these guys on? Because they're just great. So that's why you guys are on, and we appreciate you being here. So Sid, we got to do a little stuff here before we get too far into the day. We had a road week last week for both of us.
We did.
Guys, this is the segment of the program where we talk about what was our favorite product last week. So I will let Sid go first, because she was on the road and still detailing last week. So what's your product of the week last week, Sid?
Yeah. So I think I'm going to have to go with Swift.
You're a Swiftie, huh?
I just love Swift. So I had, I think, 2 maintenance cars that came in last week. And I know we all joke about how, it's something that I internally struggle with. Like we joke about that I don't clean dirty cars anymore, but I do.
Congrats.
I do. But, and sometimes I sit there and I feel guilty, but then I have to go, no, you know what? This is all the seeds I planted. Like this was doing education with my customers, 10, 12 years ago. Right. And so I had a customer's car come in last week that was an F-150. He owns a farm. He owns lots of dogs. And this couple has been coming to me for like 10, 12 years. And it was one of those ones where you used to like dread when they were on the schedule, right? Because their cars were so dirty, like hay and who knows what sort of, poop and goose feathers and dog hair. I mean, dog hair, like, where you could reach under the seat and just like, pull out, like so bad, right? And so over the years, moved them from doing details to obviously getting ceramic. And I feel like when you get a customer to get ceramic on a new vehicle, they just kind of take care of the inside better. And so it's been years and years of like educating, these guys. And like, I think his Ford F-350, he got a lot of money for it because we had kept it. It got trashed every time between seeing me. And then, I'd clean it back up to like new. And so we always talked about, preserving the materials, and it was all about, preservation and stuff, even though it still got dirty. Because I always say like detailing is not about being pretty, it's about being protected. And so really got that through to him. And so the other day, his car comes in and it was like embarrassingly not dirty. I mean, literally, I think the vacuum lines were still underneath the seat from the last time it was here, a year ago. And So I literally, there's so many cars now that come in where I look and I say, like, this is just from, educating my customers on taking care of their cars. And so last week, long story short, Swift becomes my best friend because, like I looked at this truck and I was like, there's no reason to pull out my steamer. There's no reason, I mean, I still, and I love that about Swift. It is very versatile where, I can still use the sidekick. I can still use brushes, get into the cracks really well and then just wipe it off. And, I mean, it looked so good. It looked so good. And, I just really love Swift. And also in these new cars, there's a lot of them that the leather just doesn't really like a full, like natural finish. And Swift just is perfect, and if it leaves, a little bit of streaking after it dries, you take a towel and, buff it down a little bit and it's just perfect. So definitely I'm going to go with Swift this week. Love it.
Well, I
How
was
about you guys?
So
I
have a better.
Okay.
What about you guys? What was your product of the week? What's your
so the weather's changing here in California. It's getting our winter, I guess you can call it. so
we're
we're experiencing
Wednesday, so don't ruin our day by telling us it's going
to be. Our winter consists of fog at like 55 degrees, so it's not really, it's a lot of people's spring. But so with the weather changing, obviously there's a lot of moisture in the air. We work early, so it's usually difficult for us to do that final wipe down because just the amount of moisture in the air. So I have a system where I go in with about two, I go in with the drying towel, then I go in with another finishing towel that's really close, really short nap to really remove any, to really get that grip on the surface and remove everything as good as possible. Then I hit it with paint gloss because paint gloss is just fantastic in any condition. Paint gloss has been one of my go-tos. Here's the thing. We slept on paint gloss for the longest time. We had pretty much everything else in the, in the double black collection, except for paint gloss for the longest time, because I said, well, I have Bead Maker. I'm not understanding why this paint gloss is here. And people had told me about it. Oh, it's just, it's for, and this was before Dream Maker. So people would say, oh, when the car's done, it's just a quick detailer. Just hit it with. But I was I love Bead Maker. Bead Maker was super slick. I didn't want to compromise the shine. I wanted it to, I wanted that Bead Maker look. But during certain times of the year and certain conditions, we all know Bead Maker could be a little challenging to, to apply. Once I started using the paint gloss, it's
spray and shine.
Yeah, spray and shine paint gloss. It's over. So that's our go-to this time of year. It doesn't provide a ton of protection. There's a tiny bit of protection there, but if the car is coated and if it's a maintenance vehicle, you should have some. We usually put Defender on everything that's any of our maintenance vehicles. So just being able to do that final wipe down, because to me it doesn't feel done until I do that final wipe down with something. So
Totally.
The paint gloss is just that nice little, it's that final touch that you want to leave behind. And so paint gloss is a lifesaver not only in the cold conditions but in the warm conditions. So this is pretty much that time of year where there's really nothing we can use on the exterior at a certain time of the day except for paint gloss. So that's been our all-star. That's one of those that we've tried so many different, having the YouTube channel, people send us stuff. There's, tons of different companies out. And then some people, will say, you got to try this. You got to try this. You got to try this. Every single detail spray that we have tried from every single brand, none of it compares to paint gloss. I tell them, I say, I'm so sorry. I do like, what you sent, whatever. I was like, but it still can't compare. There's just something about paint gloss that just finishes off perfect. There's just no residue, no streaks. We use it for all the screens in the interiors. We spray the towel and give it a wipe down, and it's just a fantastic finishing spray for multiple. For there's a lot of use. You can use it on any material, except
Have
for
you tried?
put on Alcantara.
Have you tried vacuuming with it yet?
Yes. And
That's
that
my favorite.
for me,
that's my favorite use
yeah,
for that.
I'll even spray down before I hit areas with Tornador. So, like pet hair, I'll even give it a quick mist before I hit it with the Tornador. And it just, I don't know. I just love this stuff. I've never been, ever since we got it, it's like, we call it like our utility.
We call it the Swiss Army knife of PNS. It's the PNS Swiss Army knife.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was our, our product of the week. Oh, actually, you know what? I don't know. I have so many, man. You guys got some good stuff right now.
Defender.
You guys got some good stuff right now.
Have you guys got to try Stout yet?
No,
not yet. We have not. Yeah, we've been. Yeah, we need to. We need to get our hands on.
You got to do that. You got to do that. What about the express wipes?
Not.
No.
All the new lineups you guys came out. We haven't tried any of them yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were just at.
Yeah, we were
just there, but we had to pick up a tool, so we were kind of in a rush.
And the express wipes have been sold out. Every time they get filled, they sell out right away. But I think they're filling them today. So if you guys are going down there, go grab some of the express wipes. They're pretty amazing.
But I've been hearing nothing but good things about it.
Yeah.
And
they were a hit this weekend for sure for us. So
Ever since we did the video, Sydney at SEMA, and you said these are great for shoes. That's kind of what I want to get them for. Just a quick wipe on the new kicks.
Yes,
I want to get them for our lines, for our electrical, because that's what I forget her name from Electric Rose. That's what she, because nothing goes back into our mobile unit dirty ever. So, when you're winding that stuff up, wrapping things up, I usually have, a cheap little Costco towel in there.
Yeah.
But I'm constantly having to spray it with EnviroClean or something. And to have an express wipe there, that would just be, I was like, man, that's what I need to get those. So,
she has a video coming out on that. Yeah, she has a video coming out on that probably tomorrow. We've had to wait till we had them in stock. And it's very cool. I mean, she showed Keith and I that, and we were like, oh, that's genius, like literally genius. But my big thing right now with them is cleaning up my tools, my polishers. And it was so funny the other day we did a class this weekend in Denver, and it was like we didn't have any, but it was all of a sudden we all noticed that like the tools were dirty, where we didn't used to notice, but now we're used to cleaning them. And so it was so funny. We were all like, oh, we need wipes to clean these tools up. And so it was kind of funny how quickly we've become dependent on them, even just to clean up our tools. So great.
I already know it's going to be one of those things where once you get them, you're not going to want to not have them on hand. Like it's going to halt, it's going to cause problems if you don't. You're like, okay, I don't want to put this back dirty. It's just great addition to the PNS lineup.
Yeah, we're super excited about them.
We were PC Enterprises, and I had the entire, sales staff in there. So there were 12 of us in their room. They have all red and black Recaro office chairs in the conference room. And I go, hey guys, here's a new product. And I roll out, here's the bucket, right? And everybody takes one. And Scott's like, hey, everybody take one of those out and clean the chair you're sitting in. And they're like, wow, this, and of course the lather and the finish and the no tackiness. And wow, these are great. And so the rest of the weekend we spent looking for things to go use our towels on. But my product of the week, though, Sid, had to be Mudbuster.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I don't know if, Sal, if you guys do a lot of off-road vehicles, but one of the things about an off-road vehicle is it's powder coated. So it's a textured kind of black finish on it. What happens in the Arizona desert is it's kind of that limestoney sand, that white kind of sand. And when it gets wet, it just streaks down all the black tubing. And nothing gets that off. But Mudbuster just takes that right off. So we were at an off-road show. We had a rig, and it was crazy. We pulled the vehicle we were putting in the booth in. We're the only guys pulling in. You go to an off-road show, right? They got all the brand new ones, and they're shiny, and they got dressed tires. And we pull in with the dirtiest looking, came out of the bush, because it just came off of an elk hunt for 3 days in the Arizona desert. And they're like, the lady at the door looked at us and goes, what are you doing here? And we're like, we're cleaning guys. We're going to clean this all weekend. She's like, oh, That makes sense. Okay, you guys can come in. So, but yeah, Mudbuster was just the win for the week.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we had some fun with that. So, well,
very good. Well, let's real quick. I just want to recap because I know you said you got home from Phoenix and the Dirt Expo. So Bob and I were in Denver this weekend. And it's an annual event that I always want to make sure we mention because they're so absolutely great. So we had the 4th annual shop crawl this weekend in Denver, Colorado. So this after the first one, it became my absolute favorite event in the industry. So what we do is it's kind of like a pub crawl. And so we have a host shop and then we have a final host shop. So the first host shop, everybody meets there at a specific time. And then we have a route that we go on. And obviously the shop owners have to, sign up and be aware that we're coming. And there's usually anywhere from 20 to, I think we've had close to 50 people. And so we all meet and then we just go shop to shop. And, a lot of times, you guys know with detailers, it's hard to get detailers to show each other their shops, right? And especially 10 years ago, it was like you didn't let anybody else in your building, right? No secret trading. And so this has really fostered that community and gotten detailers in the same area to really start to work together to build up the industry. And so I think we had 8 stops throughout Denver. It sounds like a lot, but some of them were real close to each other. And it's a range of shops. It might be, a high volume production shop that primarily works for dealers or dealerships. And then you've got the high end, like car storage, everything's Porsche, Ford GT, crazy stuff. And then you've just got, a lot of just regular shops. And so it kind of spreads across the table on what's available. And I think we had about 24 people with us this weekend, traveling through Denver, and everything went off smoothly. Our original host was Colorado Detail Supply. They did a great job getting everybody together. They have a great new store that just opened a couple months ago. And then we traveled along the way. Everybody went to every shop. It was so great. And then we ended at Rupes USA. So that's where we were hosted for lunch by Rupes. And I have to give them a major shout out. They did such a great job. Jason and his team, the perfect lunch, the perfect setting, opened the doors to everybody. It was great. Honestly, and then we had a mobile rig rally, which was super fun. So all the mobile guys, which there's not a ton in Colorado, but there was some, they come and they got to park all of their rigs outside and then give all the detailers kind of tours of their mobile rigs. And, the mobile guys really it was fun to be able to highlight them because a lot of times, they don't get kind of the notice that they should for the creativity that they put into their workspace. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. So overall, it was just fantastic. And then, of course, we did a stout training on Friday at Focus Car Wash Solutions, which was absolutely great. Another just great facility, great host, absolutely great host. And so that was amazing and awesome. And, we got, I think it was 14 or 15 more certified stout installers, and just our training game has changed, and I could go on that for the rest of the hour, but I won't. But so great. Great. So,
yeah. And then I went to PC Enterprises on Thursday, was with their staff all day Friday. We had a staff training day, and those are always fun. And we rolled out stout with them, and they were thrilled with it. And first time a lot of them had used rehab and the new toys. And then we went to the Dirt Expo. So the biggest off-road show in the Phoenix area. Great show, really great engagement. Customers were out there just picking up anything and everything that we had to offer. It was a lot of fun. Fat Joe made an appearance, so that's always good for autograph sessions with him. And it was a great weekend with the Crozers. Shout out to Scott and Brett for always putting on a great program with their team. And I want to say thank you to Brian at Colorado Detail Supply for picking up the banner with the shop crawl.
Yes.
Sid and I kind of started the shop crawl 4 years ago, and I missed my first one. I didn't go to, but the thing with the shop crawl that I want to just tell everybody about is that's really distributor driven because they know the detailers and they got to recruit the shops. and they've got to spend the time and the effort to make sure they're all dialed in and kind of, if you will, massage the egos and the fears, all that somebody's going to be in my shop and see what I do. And really we have to kind of, once they get through it, the detail shop owner goes, dude, you guys really highlighted me. And we're like, yeah, that's what we were here for. We weren't here to share the great secret. So thank you to Brian at Colorado Detail Supply. I will see the rest of the Colorado Detail Supply team this week because I'm in Colorado this coming week. And also a big thanks to Jason Rose at Rupes for, that final destination landing last year. I think we've probably had the two best suppliers in the industry that we work with consecutive years. We ended at the Rag Company last year, and we ended at Rupes this year. I don't know what other manufacturer we're going to end at next year, but we're going to have to pick somebody pretty solid to keep up the pace. And we'll have to go to Chicago next year. So.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, love it.
That's a good idea. So,
all right. Well,
let's go to the Q&A and actually do something. So lots of good mornings here. I'm going to blow through them. I'll let Sid throw names out. And say
Frank, good morning from Pittsburgh. I bet it's colder there. I was going to complain how cold it is here, but I'm not because Frank's here. And I bet it's colder in Pittsburgh.
What's going on,
good morning, Mike? Good morning.
First from Puerto Rico.
He's saying hello to everybody that said hello. Stephen Pearson, good morning all. Humberto, you were great on the EOD live stream. Thomas Oleski, good morning, Thomas. I bet it's colder where you are as well.
Yeah, he's closer to Pittsburgh than we are, that's for sure.
Yep.
Lots of talk with Humberto, so cool.
Yep.
We're just going through the first from Puerto Rico hellos. Let's see if there's
good morning,
Humberto's a popular guy.
Yep, Humberto lost a friend on Saturday. We are sorry about that. That's never a good thing.
Yeah, no, and
saying good morning.
We know how that can affect the family. Certainly, we lost a great distribution partner this weekend, and Fernando with Pulex, and what a great partner he'd been for many, many years with us. He was our Tijuana distributor. And, thoughts and prayers to his family as part of the PNS family. We were going to miss him, but just was great to have him in the family for all the years that we were blessed to have him.
Everyone saying good morning to you guys. Good morning from Missouri, from Travis.
Yeah, good morning in Missouri. It's not exactly warm there either, so.
Yeah.
Lots of good
Conway
mornings.
says good morning.
And
Alex,
the Great North has made it.
Yeah, I bet it's colder where Alex is too. Happy Monday to this amazing crew.
Lots of good mornings today.
Lots of good mornings. It kind of feels that way. Can you guys believe that Christmas is in like 2 weeks? I'm kind of freaking out about that.
Conway, yeah, this year has gone by extremely fast.
So crazy. Lots
been a
of
good
mornings. Year. I know I've seen some questions in there somewhere. Rod Pusey, good morning.
It's probably just as cold there as where you are, Sid.
Yes, probably very, very similar. Mike R says good morning.
All right. Well, here's a new name I have not seen before. Wolf of Arth. That's cool.
Hello from the UK. Good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, actually, it's afternoon, so good afternoon to you.
That's true. It is.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Scott Grace, good morning. Thanks for checking in.
How many people we got on there?
Yeah.
Frank, Keith, when will the PNS training be announced for Pittsburgh?
I'll do it right now. I'm going to be at Autoality on the 1st of March. Come see me.
Nice.
There you go. But I will probably also do a partner training that same week. So keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah,
so is Stout, as far as training wise, is Stout the new kind of standard that you guys are going to be certifying in instead of the Inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yep. And if you guys want to come to a training, I'm actually going to be doing one in Hayward in January. So I will be the trainer in January if you guys want to come get certified. Not that Keith doesn't know exactly what he's doing, but
it's always questionable whether I'll be functional at that point. So
yes. Yeah. So Aaron says, good morning all. Load up that applicator, Sydni iCell soap. I got teased for how much product I used this weekend, but it's fine. It's fine.
I love that you're using my line. I sell soap. So
yeah. Yep.
So Aaron is with Focus Car Wash Solutions, guys, and he was their host for the training on Friday.
So good. Oh man, it was such a great facility. It was really great. All right, Wolf says, what do you think of Labo's 3 pH rinseless system? Could you do something similar using PNS products, Crystal Wash, ?
Yes.
I've heard about this process.
The Labo.
Yeah. I mean, so what
I never used any of their stuff.
I haven't either, and I hear a lot of, I have spoken with Dave at length about these, and, even Dave's like, I don't know, I think, but I think it's probably similar, or maybe what you're looking for is that, we do Crystal Wash and then we do Absolute right over. So, and then there doesn't really need to be anything, I don't know, Keith, what do you think? I mean, I've spoken with Dave about it and he's just kind of like, I just don't, he's like, I don't really understand what they're necessarily trying to achieve.
Trying to do a low pH decon, you're going to get the same, same result out of it as you will probably with whether you do Crystal Wash and then wash, hand wash with Pearl, or you do Crystal Wash and you use Absolute, or you do Crystal Wash and you throw a foaming soap on it. The only thing I would say with Crystal Wash, if you go with, say, Frostbite, which has a higher pH to it, you might be kind of counteracting that acidity. And we all know that if we can lower the pH on a car, we do seem to see a little bit better bonding when we do a coating. But if you're not coating the car on your wash process, then my question is, because the old car wash question here is, what are you trying to achieve with a low pH wash? And if it's just to decon, the car in a low pH environment, then you can do that with Crystal Wash. You can do that with a low pH wash soap. So I think any of those would be fine. I would go back with a neutral pH actual soap if you're going to use Crystal Wash and you want to get the low pH effect out of the Crystal Wash. So then you would use Pearl, or you would use Absolute, and that would be fine because those are both pH neutral. So I think it'll work. And look, I've heard Labo make some great stuff, but I have not tried that process either. So I'm just speaking from what I know about chemistry and physics, which is that much. Okay, on with the show.
All right. Frank says he's ready to sign up for that Pittsburgh training, so keep him posted.
Okay, will do.
All right. Gabriel, Queenie, can you guess my question? Yes, I can. You would like to know where the bucket labels are. And Reflect, which we can give a little update on Reflect. I do believe that it is being filled this week, and so we can expect to see Reflect probably come online right at the first of the year. So, I mean, like first of the year, maybe January 2nd. We're going to try to hold Bob to that. But I do believe it is like in process. So I think we're getting closer.
Well, Bob, if you're watching, I took my bottle of Reflect to demo in Phoenix and somebody stole it. So bring me a bottle of Reflect for tomorrow. I need one. Bob will be up here tomorrow. We'll talk about that later. But yes, Reflect, dude, we played with that on all sorts of surfaces, and man, what a great product. I'm so excited.
So great. I know. I cannot wait.
We need to get our hands on that too.
Yes.
It's just, PNS has just been, man, I don't want to ruin this for any, if any of our viewers are on the channel, but we are, we've just been, there's 2 products. Well, let's just say, there's 3 products that we have in our operation that have just made things so easy, and all of them are PNS, and they're all things that PNS kind of waited a little longer than others to kind of wait for the whole trial and error time and wait for the whole fad to kind of simmer down a bit, and then they came out with theirs, and theirs ended up being the best in our opinion. So we're actually going to be highlighting 3 products, and they've all been released within a year, and they're all just, one's a little bit just over a year, but it's still holding it down really well. And these products are just phenomenal, and they're products that we even took a long time because we had tried everything else in the industry, like on the market that claims to do these things. But then, as we use them, we're like, okay, this is the real deal. This is what it should have been when it first came out from whoever was putting it out first or whatever. So yeah, stay tuned for that, because that's going to be a very good one, a very informative one, and it's going to save you a lot of money, because there's a lot of stuff that's very confusing for the consumer on, when it comes to, when people market things as easy or, anything that has multiple uses. But these things are truly amazing and really innovative when it comes to, the technical part of detailing. So, we're very, very impressed with the new offerings from PNS past year.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, you guys are going to love Reflect. Hopefully you can get your hands on that sooner than later, because that is one that absolutely we looked, at the industry and said, what are people coming out with? And, glass cleaners are something that it's hard to make a stand apart glass cleaner. It really is. I mean, glass cleaners are glass cleaners are glass cleaners, right? And so that was, we very much try to make that our mission, is to not come out with something until it is different than everything else that's out there. And so this was definitely one where we've used them all the glass cleaners that have, protection in them, or, are not just standard. And that was we wanted it to be just so great and so versatile and so easy to use and an experience. And so we're very excited. We know that everybody that has Reflect so far during the testing process is like, when can we get a gallon? Like, that's the first question. When can we get a gallon? So that's always our, our clue that, like, something's good here. So we're pretty excited about it.
So I'm sure Bob will be thrilled to start working on the gallon label now that we just finished the pint label. So that's always fun for him. So
all right, Mike,
good morning,
you guys.
Everyone.
So Two Fresh Detail Studio says, I want to say what's up to Joel and Sal. Your videos have helped me a ton. Thanks, guys.
Well, thank you. Too Fresh.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for the support.
Yes, I love the honesty and authenticity in your guys' videos. They're so great. Terry says amen. Yep. Terry says
Bay Area's showing out. That's cool. And
yes.
of course, Mike
Terry, what's going on, buddy?
And Mike
says good morning.
Oh, and Mike, look at this. Feeling the love this morning.
Yeah.
All right. Frank says, love the PNS interior system. It saved me so much time over the weekend, and the results were amazing. Absolutely. Absolutely. John Folks checking in, saying good morning. Good morning. Mario Santana, Joel and Sal are my favorites in the game.
Hi, Mario.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Thank you.
Bringing new viewers to the show. That's great.
Yeah. Stephen Pearson subscribed.
Hey, there you go. So don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. We love the support, and hopefully we can bring you more great content as well. So
yes. Wolf says, love details videos. They tell it like it is.
Thank you.
Yes. Terry is being called a turtle again. John, rehab. For the win for me.
Sure is for the win.
Oh, yes. Rehab.
I know we should have just called it rehab for the win. That's because it's so
I actually had to hand polish because I forgot my polisher.
Oh my god!
I had to hand polish a car last week, and I haven't hand polished. And it was a complimentary hand polish. It was, so we have our business model, the way it's set up. We pretty much screen all of our clients prior to bringing them on. We want to make, as you guys know, especially Sydney, you're in the spot in your business where you take what you want to take. We're not, it's very, if you do business well, you get to that point.
She says she only cleans clean cars.
Yeah. That's where you should be. Yeah, that's you've already done all the hard work. That means you paid your dues. So so we're at that point. We're at the point where there's certain makes and models we don't do either. Especially on a
17 GM Black.
that's it's not on the list yet, but I think
put it on the list.
Yeah, because we do a lot of heavy, not a lot, but we do offer a heavy sanding and deep paint correction. But that's one of those things where I'm at the point where it's like kind of like I don't even know if I want to do that anymore. Like because the price point is good, but the amount of work that you put in, and as you know, none of us are getting younger. So I don't like being in an uncomfortable position. I don't like doing anything I don't like doing. Period. So you know, we're happy with our maintenance clients, and we know what we're getting. We know, you know, it allows us to deliver a more consistent result every time, and we are really big on developing those relationships with our clientele. So we have a lot of clients. And this is a little bit of information too, guys, if you guys are watching. And this is what our channel is all about: really just giving information and really helping you develop and grow, and opening up the creative part of your business to, you know, to increase your profits, to maximize your revenue. So what we do is this time of year, because we have a very high retention rate with our clientele. What we do is a lot of our clients at this time of year is family members, maybe it's children, you know, coming in from college, you know, the kids are coming home for the holidays. We get so much work. We're booked out in, you know, November and December, primarily for, you know, for homes that are like my son's home, my daughter's home, they're all home. And annually they get their vehicles scheduled. You know, and obviously if you have a car that's being, you know, that has an annual detail, and they're already clients that you've screened, and you know that they take care of their vehicles, they value the vehicles, they value your work, makes your job easier. So that carries us through, you know, through a lot of this time that you know, a lot of people tend to be a little bit slow. But we had a client that the daughter drove in from Chico. She's a freshman in Chico. We've known her for a couple of years. You know, we used to do her car when she was, you know, when she was here. The dad would get all the vehicles maintained, and daughter, obviously, it's been gone for, you know, half the year, and it's been sitting under a tree. It's getting hit. It's getting, you know, you can name it. It's getting beat up, and she's just. It was a new car, you know, 6 months when she got it. So she's, you know, she's like, I hate seeing my car like this. I just don't have the time. So we, you know, the dad called us last minute. Hey, do you think you could squeeze it in? And, you know, I think she just wants an exterior. So we go over there. The thing needed a clay. It needed an acid wash. It needed the kitchen sink. So we go over there, we do our thing. And then I realized after the acid wash and everything, there was some areas where there's minor scratches. And I said, you know what? Let me just go over real quick with the rehab. Go into the mobile rig, no polisher. Like, oh no, man. So I pulled out the applicator pad, and I went over it one time, you know, just real quickly. But man, it made a huge difference. And then I just went over it with Defender, and she came out, and she was so happy. And it's that beautiful cobalt blue color. So when it, you know, when that color dulls, it just doesn't have the same look. But just doing it one pass by hand was enough to pull out those metallics again, give it that luster and that shine and that glow. So we've probably used rehab at this point in every situation that we could, and it's produced great results every time.
It's an incredible product. Bob Phillips checking in this morning.
Checking in from the bridge. I'm willing to bet.
Good morning, Bob.
So
yeah.
Well, we're getting toward the speed round time here, so I'm going to blast through some stuff. So did you see Angela this weekend?
Yes. Angela flew over. We had Angela fly from Seattle to the shop crawl. We had Lindsay come from Roseburg, Oregon to the shop crawl. That's what's great about these is people that have been to them before, they'll fly for the year for them because they're just there. It's like you don't want to miss it. So yeah, awesome. Good morning, Jeff.
Yeah.
We got
very much
Terry
good
Turtle
morning.
going strong today. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just blasting through here. We're trying to find some good questions.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes. So Christopher Todd Robertson is our distributor in North South Dakota with DSI. You should be waiting on your stout, and it should be arriving shortly. We had a production run thing that we had to make an adjustment on, and they are all good to go, and they're out on the road now. So, yep.
Terry says, please get express wipes in smaller containers for clients. Terry, everybody would love that. The problem is you can't come out with like a million different sizes. You got to see how they go. So we have big containers. And so Terry, what I want you to do is go to the Bead Maker Lounge on Facebook. And last week I made a post on how to get around that for a little bit. And actually, I think it's a little bit better. It's a little bit more personalized. So go check out my post on how to make smaller containers for your customers. And, so that at least you can kind of get that, the hype started for it. Obviously that is the goal, to have smaller packaging, but right now we're on the tubs. So go check out my post. Hidden Detail says, are those individual size fragrances available for purchase? I think he's talking about the ones at the bottom of our screen that are so cute. So no, you can purchase the fragrance concentrates, and then you can make them yourself. Again, I think there's maybe not. I'll do a post. The bottles are off of Amazon. They're like $10 for 6 of them. And then what Bob is working on is making those labels that we have on there. We're trying to figure out how we can make the label packs that we can sell. It's not conducive for P&S to fill glass bottles and dilute the fragrance and stuff. So we won't be manufacturing them in ready to use, but we will give you the tools to help you achieve that. So we'll give you the links to Amazon where we got that. You'll have to dilute them yourself and make these cute little adorable bottles, but we're working on the labels. So we're working on making the labels available so that everyone can do arts and crafts at home themselves. But yes, so we're working on them.
Yeah, I think we stopped bottling stuff in glass in the 70s. So we're probably not going to go back to that format at P&S anytime soon.
Yeah.
And for
shout
obvious
out to Terry too. He just got Terry just won I think Senior Player Golf of the Year again. Oh, not again, but the first time. And Terry, he told me he just he won Brentwood's finest again.
Oh,
like their fourth year.
Nice.
Brentwood.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they love him out there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. He's got a cool mobile rig.
Very cool. Right. Morning, Kyle Camus.
Good morning, Kyle Camus. We missed you this weekend.
Hey, check this out. Gabriel coming in from out in the tech field. And, this is a great point because Triple S is really designed as a wrap, both kind of surface install prep product as well as a wrap protectant. I have not used Triple S in a wet environment with moisture. So great suggestion. We'll have to try that.
Yeah. So Keith, we have to read the question because there's people that only listen. So Gabriel, try Triple S sometime when you have problems with moisture. It works better than paint gloss. That's interesting. I didn't know that either. So yeah, good point.
So we're not PPF installers, or we don't do any wraps or anything like that. So Triple S, the only thing I know about Triple S is that it smells really good.
Yeah.
So if you guys can,
I
is there any other uses for it?
I just use it on regular cars, honestly. I don't do PPF or wrap either. So I just use it as like a final wipe spray. I kind of would say that it's similar to what it's going to feel like is like Dream Maker, but with protection in it.
Oh, so it does have protection.
So it's a little bit thicker. Yeah, it's a little bit thicker. But I just use it as just a detail spray, honestly. Love it. And
I'll have to pick up a bottle, check it out.
Yeah, because I don't do either of those either, but I use Triple S. I love it. I missed that.
No, we got to go back to the Terry Former one. Sorry.
So first from Puerto Rico, Humberto says, possibly those wipes like the baby wipes containers that come 15 a pack. Yep.
No, we're tracking with you, Terry. We're first from Puerto Rico. We're just not.
I mean, trust me, we love it too, but we just, we have to make them a thing first.
Yeah, first things first. Let's
because packaging like that. I mean, if for anybody who's ever been at P&S, we don't have packaging like that, so that would have to be sent out to do. So we'd have to. That would be a whole...
glass bottles and individual cases of 10 packs of express wipes are just not. They don't make logistical sense, guys.
Yeah. So we're gonna have to make our own for a little bit. Yeah, especially on the wipes. All right. Thanks. First from Puerto Rico. All right. Let's burn through these. And
First, Puerto Rico agrees with Terry. Yeah, we all agree with Terry. It's just logistically not in the pipeline.
Yep. We all agree. Yeah, we all agree. But we gotta get there first.
Right.
We gotta make the wipes a thing, which everybody loves them so far. Oh, there's the cat. Kron says good morning.
Good morning, Kron. That's awesome to have him on the show.
Eric says hello from Canada. More
good morning.
Canada. That's awesome. Okay, Brandon Boston says, any plans in the work for a touchless product? No, probably not.
Yeah.
So, and I see there's another question coming up about this, so we can probably skip it when we get there. But so no, because I think that what a lot of times, and Keith can maybe expand on this more too, but when you have something that is touchless, it means you are making that chemical more aggressive. Right. And so that's why, like me personally, I don't refer my customers to touchless car washes, because that means that the chemical that is washing their car is actually more aggressive. That means it has to be more aggressive to get the dirt off that you would do with a contact wash. So in my opinion, personally, I feel like I see more issues from touchless, both, in detailing and in car wash environments, that causes more damage than a good solid contact wash does. So that is, I can probably say that's not on our list at this time.
If you are going to start using touchless, you may want to call your insurance and up the liability on it, because we tried and we spoke with Dave. PNS does offer some touchless, but it's for rigs. It's for like those industrial equipment. It's and you can't even buy. I think they only make them in like the 35 gallon, like 50 gallon. Yeah, they don't have them in the. I think actually one of them does, but there's a heavy acid and a heavy. I think turbo is one of them, but those are not things that you want to use on a customer's car. You're going to. We've tried some that are dedicated for the pro detailer, and man, we've tore some stuff up, and we had to restore black trim, and you get etching from the chemicals if it sets for too long. The conditions have to be perfect, and you need to wear a lot of PPE, because it's you got to be careful. Like a lot of that stuff is highly caustic. You're messing with some heavy duty stuff, so it's almost not worth the risk is not worth the outcome,
especially in the summertime. Forget about it. You're definitely messing some things up in the summer,
and you're not going to. It's never going to be 100% either.
Right.
For those products. I mean, you look at a touchless wash. You're in a certain bay. You pre-wet the car, and you're balancing. So now you have to buy a system of chemical. You got to have a high pH and a low pH product, and the order you put them on in matters, and the wait times and the rinsing in between. All that has to be calculated and done. And they are extremely harsh. You're caustic on both ends of the scale, and just not. It's not a smart way to go. And you mentioned turbo, guys. You know what we call that product is turbo transit cleaning product. So we're talking about planes, trains, and automobiles here, but most trains. We're talking trains and semi trucks. So I just think the touchless in the detail business, given what we do as a concierge level service in a lot of cases, it's counterproductive to what we do. You kind of don't want somebody who's just going to blast it and go, right? I mean, that's not what we're looking to do. So I don't think that's going to be a focus for PNS.
Yeah, no. Nope. All right. I see lots of questions coming up.
Yeah.
All right.
Good morning, Conway Stevens.
Conway, what's going on?
3M Autos Spa LLC. Yeah. Hey, welcome.
All right. Same guy, same question. We just answered that.
Right. Yep.
All right, Christine, good morning. Conway says rehab's my new friend. Frank will be there whenever it is.
Frank will be there when I go to Pittsburgh, I think.
Yep. My guy Kirby, thanks for checking in.
Oh, it must be raining in Houston today.
Yep. Mike says, making plans to be at Autoality. I love the limited size of the trainings and how friendly everyone always is.
Perfect. Well, I have not been there, so I'm excited to go.
Yes. Two Fresh Detail Studio says, here's a question for all of you. What is your wash process? I'm in Arizona and mobile working out of a Tesla, so I'm always curious how others wash. I usually use rinseless for versatility. Thanks. So Joel and Sal, how do you guys wash? What's your typical wash process?
Depending on the the contamination level and the soiling level on the exterior, we always start with wheels first. So depending on the severity of the wheels, we'll use anything from hot shot on the tires usually to start breaking down the degreaser, and then we'll go in with the brake buster over just to kind of settle it down a bit, and then we go in for the scrub. We don't do a pre-wash unless it's necessary. We will. If we do a pre-wash, it's usually a Enviro Clean and a pump sprayer around the exterior bottom portion of the vehicle. Then we usually go in with the pH neutral shampoo, whether that's the what's the one that we like? The good smelling one?
Frostbite? Frostbite?
No, it's not. It's one of the real standard ones. It's not the red soap, but
like body wash or
body wash. Yes.
Oh, you like body wash? Cool.
Yes.
Body wash is great.
Yes, I really like body wash. I really like. I like the foam and the smell of body wash. So, I go in there, and that's the Chemtrol one, the highly dilutable one. So we usually go in with that. If it's not a vehicle that we normally detail. If it's a vehicle that we normally detail, then we're going to go in with the Pearl because we already know the condition. And I just like the hand feel of Pearl a lot better. We personally do not use the 2-bucket method. We don't do that. We use multiple mitts. So we want zero. We want zero contamination. Zero chance of decontamination. So instead of kind of putting it back in and then going back, dunking it and then going back onto the surface, we just use a clean surface for every panel and every section. So and then we're done with the vehicle. So it also cuts down on time too. So we're not having to go back and forth to the same bucket. But that's if we're doing that style. And then also if it's bad, we can go in with as we're doing the wheels and temperature permitting, we'll go in with a crystal wash before. So if it's really bad, if it's kind of crazy, if you have an idea like, okay, there's going to be some mineral deposits on here, there's going to be some stuff. If it looks like you're going to have to wash it twice, hit it with the crystal wash. That's what we always say. Those vehicles, especially this time of year, a lot of people are, getting that first detail that they've hadn't gotten in months or years or maybe ever. You're not going to want to go in with the pH neutral from the get-go. I would definitely go in with some kind of pre-wash or crystal wash beforehand, and then most of the time with the crystal wash too, I like going right over. I like just soaping right over. I know a lot of people might say, this and that. I just soap right over, and
that's what you're supposed to do.
It just gives you an extra boost, I feel, and it's safe. I feel comfortable using it, and that's pretty much our wash process. Then we just rinse and dry, and that's primarily it. And then obviously the rinseless wash is a different process, but that's primarily what we do.
Yep. And I'm primarily rinseless, and kind of the same. I do crystal wash on the wheels, and then I do brake buster over, clean those up, pressure wash them, and then I go straight into I crystal wash the entire car. Especially this time of year, it's like every car without question. I just spray it down with crystal wash because I'm either coating it or doing ceramic maintenance, are pretty much the only two services I have. So every car gets crystal wash, and then I just do my standard rinseless wash, and then I either follow up with clay and seal or dry to coat. So I keep it pretty simple. All right, we have like 8 minutes. I have a hard out at on the 45 spot. So there's a lot of questions. So we're going to do like super speed round now. All right, Wolf, thanks for the answer. I was thinking the 3 pH more for just spot cleaning contaminants during the rinseless wash, road salt film, crystal wash. Just try crystal wash and then go into whatever wash you use. That's your answer.
If you need a high pH version, you go to Enviro Clean. All right. Can't wait to try out Stout.
Yes, and Reflect.
Nice.
They're amazing. I can't wait for you to try them either. Well, any chance of a smaller bottles of essence, or maybe, nope, we already answered that too. It's just not conducive for us to make. It's just really not. And just so you guys understand too, on the fragrances, for us to fill bottles, we would have to pre-dilute so much of that fragrance that it would be inconsistent, and who knows how long we'd have that tote around, and it would decrease, the smell. It would not work for us to sell it RTU. And, who knows how long, like one fragrance might sell faster than the other. It's just not, in the way that we make and sell chemicals, it just would not work. And also not everybody likes the same dilution. And that's what's great about um, the series is that, the instructions say it can be diluted up to 2 gallons of water. Most people do it about 1. I myself do a half a gallon. I like them really strong. And then I just do a couple sprays. So that's the beauty of these, is you can make them as strong as you want. So if we pre-diluted them, we'd have people all over the place on out of them. So no, we just have the concentrates. All right, Superato, good morning. Good morning. Better late than never. We'll have to go back to the beginning. Alan Medcraft checking in from the UK. High five, America.
Yeah, there we go. Got our European division.
International folks.
Yep. Superato, question for you guys. What is your go-to shoe cleaner and protectant in the P&S lineup?
Shoe cleaner and protectant. Protectant, I actually have to protect a pair of my wife's suede Doc Martens soon today. Protectant wise, but I don't even know if you guys can get it, because I know we can't get it in California anymore. The P&S Inspiration fabric coating, that is fantastic. So if you guys can get your hands on it, go get it. If you can't, I'm sorry, but that's our fabric protectant that we like. And just cleaning express or Enviro clean, depending on how how much you got to take off.
Yeah. Express Brake Buster's a great one. I love the new Express wipes. If you've got real dirty white soles, the Brake Buster's great. For protectant, like I do have a lot of Jordans and Dunks, and I just honestly, I clean them and then I finish them with Defender, and that seems to help. I mean, it makes them clean up easier. So I know it's not fabric, but the ones that don't really have any fabric on them, Defender, I still kind of just, I wipe over everything in life with Defender.
And if it's a darker shoe, the leather treatment works really good too. Just kind of, get a nice clean look on it.
Yep. But Express wipes for sure. That's number 1. Yeah.
A little heads up, guys. No, we can't get the fabric protectant as you know it anymore, but that is a project on Dave's board for 2025. And he and I have had discussions about what the progress is on that. And I'm really hopeful that we'll see something happen in 2025. So, fingers crossed we can get that across the finish line. That'll be a great re-add to the program.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Eric says, I have never seen you guys so quiet.
It's cold, man. I'm cold.
Because they have to share the screen with us. Yeah.
Because we have to be considerate. We're sharing, sharing the podcast.
All right. Good morning. All right, let's go blow past the good mornings, because we got a couple questions. We have like 3 minutes. Sorry, I'm like on a hard out this morning. I had a meeting. All right, JP, Sydney never clarified her theory on Bead Maker and Defender. Okay, I'm going to do this real fast. Bead Maker has a curing time, right? So Bead Maker, like when we say Defender, soaks into the ceramics with, before they cure to a certain level. Same idea. So Bead Maker since it has that curing element, when you put Defender on top of Bead Maker within that 30 to 90 minute window, it soaks into the Bead Maker. Yes, Defender soaks into the Bead Maker. They lock together, create an incredible surface and protection level. And so that's why it works. Not to say you couldn't put Defender after the 45 or the 90 minutes, but it might just kind of sit on top of the Bead Maker. So if you want it to reach and, be bonding with the paint, put it in that 30 to 90 minute window, and it will soak into the Bead Maker and lock together with it. So that's
Hey, Sydney, so do you recommend putting Bead Maker then Defender?
When I'm doing the wash clay seal.
Okay.
If you're doing like a polish and just Defender, just do Defender. But people question like when we do the wash clay seal, you can't use Defender as your clay lube. And so if you do the wash clay seal with Bead Maker, that's your sealant. And then if the customer wants to upgrade, to a longer term protection, you can go back with Defender. Takes 5 minutes and you charge them an extra $100. Or you can use it as an add-in, right? You can say, if somebody's trying to negotiate price, say, I can't really lower the price, but I can maybe up your level of protection for you because it's only costing you 5 minutes. So just explaining how those two work together, where normally our philosophy is you always put your strongest layer first to the paint. So it's just a different theory because Bead Maker has that curing element that we still are getting the full effect of Defender when done that way. Yep. All right. Good morning, Joey Belinsky. Look who got up.
Yeah, look who got up. Well, the kitten probably needed attention, so that's
yes. Well, she was probably snuggling all night. Brandon, this Q&A is 4 questions with 500 good mornings and hellos. Yep.
Sorry.
Over all those.
Wow. Just coming in strong. Wow. Coming in hot. We're doing all the hellos. We're just kind of
Rehab my go-to. Yep.
You guys can ask all the questions you want. Now you got to get our consulting and you got to pay for it now. So.
Joey, I'm the third member of Details. They just don't know it.
All right, Joe, we got some work for you.
Yeah, we got some work for you, Joey.
Yeah. Alex saying good morning to Aaron Layton. Yeah, so nice to have Aaron on.
Yeah.
Sarah, will PNS be bringing back their hoodies? It's cold in Illinois. I'm gonna ask Bob about that. I do know I know he's working on it. I know we're trying to find the last couple rounds of shirts we've had, we haven't been totally thrilled with. So we're trying to find like a new base of, what the gear that we want. And so that's what we're working on right now. So promise there will be hoodies coming back. Looks total sense. Looking forward to getting the labels for sure. Yes. Watch for those. Yep. They're on my list. Thomas, Rehab and Full Send have been last week's go-to. They're on my
Full
list.
Send. If you're sleeping on that dressing, you need to go check her out. So it's all.
Yep. All right, Kyle. Sorry I missed you guys. My daughter was cheering at the high school state championship. Yes.
Hey,
Terry, great show. Everyone have a blessed day. Got us stuck up heading to Hayward. Have fun. Tell everybody we said hello. We will be there on Wednesday.
Yep.
It's exciting. Scott, have a great week. Stay safe and warm. We're gonna try. When does Reflect Glass Finisher release? Joel, do you remember?
I don't.
January 2nd?
January 1.
January 1.
Yeah,
Close.
Hopefully right around in those couple
I was
days.
going to try to go get my hands on it. I'm going to try to sneak in the back.
Well, January everything's closed.
Definitely do.
You gotta wait till January 2nd. Yeah. Everything's closed on
so technically you're right. Yeah. New Year's Day will be closed.
No, you can go try to sneak a bottle. Tell him I sent you.
We know Steven well enough to know he sometimes acquires stuff ahead of schedule.
I'll go to Bob's office. Hey Bob, I heard you got some Reflect for me.
Yes, do that. Yep.
All right. Great question coming up here.
Dawn says, good morning. Can't wait for the Essence or the Reflect to come out. Kron, what is the difference between Cockpit and Express? Do you guys use Cockpit?
I have not used Cockpit. I've used everything from the off-road line except for Cockpit. But I heard it's really good. Really good.
It is. I love it. I actually use more Cockpit than I do Express, even though I'm obviously a huge Express fan. I really like the smell of Cockpit. So what I do is, a lot of people will have one bottle that is 1-to-1 with Express diluted. And that's the way I prefer to use it, is 1-to-1. But then sometimes you do get the dirty cars, right? That you need a little bit of extra kick. And so then you have a bottle of full strength. So what I do so that I don't get my bottles mixed up is Cockpit is my full strength. So Cockpit is the dirty cars, Express is the normal dirty, right? So that's what I do. But I love the smell of Cockpit. So it's just a little bit amped up. For me, I feel like it doesn't foam quite as much as Express. And I actually like that when you're happy to use it full strength. That's why I do it that way. Express, I feel like foams a little bit more. And I know the TikTok and the Instagram, they love the foam. That's the system that works for me. So I do love Cockpit. I highly encourage you to try it. It smells really good.
Yeah, it was fantastic this weekend. And then the question, Wide Open
and Pearl.
Wide Open has a rust inhibitor in it, and it's designed to actually be a little more foam cannon friendly. In other words, not purely foam cannon product, but you're dealing with off-road vehicles and they got all sorts of weird surfaces. It's just easier to blast them out with a foam cannon. So that's
high pH, right?
Really a hand wash, and it's pH neutral. Yeah.
Oh, is it pH neutral?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yep. All right. We're probably gonna have to make this the last question. I've got to run. Pristine Auto Detailing says, my old headlights and plastics don't like the local unlimited monthly touchless high pH wash. Yeah, it can leave a mark. It can leave a mark for sure.
And then last
That's
question.
why you got to be careful when you're doing it at home because, right, it can leave a mark. So, Angela, can we get 100 mils of stout? She asked Bob this in person, and he said no. I think she's just poking the bear.
Okay. Well, on that note, we're going to
Yep.
turn off the conversations. So, Sydney, where are you next? What's next for you? I know I'm actually going to see you this week. So,
yeah. So I'm heading to Hayward for the annual PNS total employee holiday party. So we've got the warehouse guys. We're going K1 racing, which will be fun. And then I think most of us are home through the holidays. And then January is, we'll just put it at nuts. We'll just put it nuts. We have one more episode before January. So we'll kind of go through more of our list come the beginning of the year. But January, we kick off with we're back at it. So, but we will be in Hayward on Wednesday. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I would call our break for Christmas a momentary pause more than anything.
Yeah.
So this week I am in Salem tomorrow with Bob and Nathan Iverson from ATG, which will be cool. We're going to see our distributors, and then I'm going to see you Wednesday with them because we also have all our Bay Area guys into Wednesday morning, and then we go racing Wednesday afternoon with the team. And then from there, I go to Denver, and I am going to go to Brian's kind of partner, if you will.
Yeah.
Be out at Colorado Detail Supply, but in Grand Junction. And we have a class up there. There are some spots available, so check them out. Colorado Detail Supply, Grand Junction. And then I go home on Saturday and hit pause for about 2 weeks. And then I'll see you guys.
Yeah.
We'll do another Bead Maker and Coffee and put out maybe the January schedule. Guys, come see us Wednesday morning, real quick. Maybe.
Yeah. Feel free to stop by. I'll find you a bottle of Reflect. But thank you guys so much for coming on. I know we got to spend some time together at SEMA, and that was super fun. And you guys hung out in our booth for a bit, and we always absolutely support the support, or we appreciate the support of PNS, and you guys always keeping it real. And please subscribe to their YouTube channel because they're great. They are great mentors. And obviously, if you're looking for anybody, business mentoring, that kind of thing, definitely looking to contacting these guys. They're great. And, we need more people like you guys that are just honest from the heart, want to help people. So very noticed, very appreciated. And thanks for coming on this morning. And we look forward to seeing you guys. If you are in the area on Wednesday, please stop by. We'll be there. I think I get there at
love to catch up first thing in the morning.
Yeah. We'll make sure we
thank you for having us.
Thank you, Sydney. Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Keith.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Have a great week.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.